Hey YouTube, what is up? As you know, we did get a ban list. Monarchs really didn't get touched all that much, although I was running a variation of my Monarch deck where I played chicken games and I played upstarts, and obviously the deck took some hits with that. And I played 2 reasoning, so my deck took a couple hits. This is basically the revised version of my deck, how I'm playing it after the ban list hit. Here we go. I played 2 Mithra, the Thunder Vassal, because this fucks BA really hard. You put a token on their side of the field and special summon this to your side of the field, which means any Burning Abyss monster they have on their side is pretty much automatically just sent to the graveyard. Now, the BA monsters do have graveyard effects, but it does hurt them a lot. It stops them from basically going into their extra deck, even if you don't have a domain lockout. I play 2 YUGIOH. I don't feel like you need more than that. I like to draw it. It's not bad, but I'd rather only run 2 of them. I don't want to run 3. It just doesn't work well for me. I also run 2 YUGIOHs. I originally was running 3 of them. I switched it to 2 YUGIOHs because the deck needed some changes, and 3 YUGIOHs usually meant I opened one of them, and I didn't really like that. So it's not bad to draw, but I'd rather draw any of these 2 because these inherently give me at least 2 tribute summons pretty much. So that's why I only run 2 YUGIOHs. I mean, the Monarchs really didn't get touched, so I still run 3 Aether, I still run 3 Erebus, first turn plays, second turn plays. Return of the Monarchs helps basically with the consistency for that. Then I also play 2 Karaz. I'm thinking of bumping this up to 3, but for now 2 works really well. Even if I open Karaz, with the way my deck is, I guess, built now, it's not even that bad. It actually allows me to usually get an Aether and a couple cards. I usually get to go a little plus, which isn't bad. And then it also allows me to disrupt plays. If I do draw one, I still have one in the deck, and if I don't draw them opening turn, and I can get to Aether by turn 2, I have a lot of ways to interrupt plays. I could actually do Aether twice on my opponent's turn, and bring out 2 different Karaz, and pop 2 of their cards. 4 of the cards in total if I really needed to. I also run 1 Majesty's Fiend. I think this might be coming out and going into the side deck if I do main deck 3 Karaz, because then I might just go straight Monarchs. Majesty's Fiend is searchable, but I don't like it that much because I can't special summon it off Aether. So usually this is something I bring out once I basically add all my Aethers to hand. Now, surprisingly, with this ban list, Pantheism did not get touched, and Stormforth did not get touched. Return of the Monarchs, I now have it bumped up to 3. The reason I run 3 of them is because with more Karazes, usually I do end up drawing one first or second turn, and if I sacrifice a monster to summon a Karaz, at least I can get an Aether to hand and then pop other cards later to get more cards to my hand. Return of the Monarchs is really good. It sets up your turn 2 plays. It basically is something you ideally would like to open turn 1. I originally had March in this deck way back when. I don't like March compared to Return of the Monarchs as much. Return of the Monarchs is way more useful. I also run 3 Domain to lock out BAs out of their extra deck, because that's pretty much what my main competition is now, BAs and then Burning Abyss with Phantom Knights teched in a little bit. I also run 3 Tenacities because it hasn't been touched, so I don't see why not. That's it for the 3 ofs. Here are basically my only 2 ofs. I run 2 Twin Twister main deck now. Twin Twisters is great against BAs just because they do also tend to run a lot of traps, stuff like Horn of Heaven, which helps them out a lot. So usually I'll just activate Twin Twister and blow their back row before I make any of my plays, just to stop them from messing with me. They also play a lot of strikes and they play a lot of Solemn Warnings. So Twin Twister just helps me not basically get killed and stopped. For the 1 ofs, I run 1 1-for-1, 1 Reinforcement of the Army, 1 Upstart Goblin, 1 Frost Blast of the Monarchs, just because I'm going with general back row hate main deck. It usually helps me out a lot. I don't have to take out core engine pieces then to side in the back row hate. I can usually only side out like 2 or 3 cards and still have 2 Twin Twisters and this in my main deck, which isn't that bad. I also have 1 Foolish Burial, 1 Raigeki, and that's it for my 1 of traps. The reason I run 2 YUGIOH, I said before, I like to run 3, but it just wasn't working out for me. This is why I'd rather run Reinforcement of the Army and 1-for-1 than the 3rd YUGIOH. It makes it a lot easier. The deck thins, and I basically have the equivalent of 3 of them in my hand. This allows me to get to hand immediately. This allows me to get to the field immediately. Not too bad. Also, 1-for-1 ditching YUGIOHs to get YUGIOH onto the field is a really good play. Also, I main deck Raigeki now, just because it's too good not to draw into, especially when BA sets up board. I can Raigeki them, let them do all their plays, and then just storm forth whatever they bring back a second time. So it's not too bad. And for my traps, I run 2 Prime Monarch. I was going to run 3 of these, but I felt like it bricked a little too much, so that's why it's still at 2. Now for my side deck, I run 2 Vanity's Fiends. It's not that great anymore because basically Draco Pals isn't a thing, so I don't use it as much. I might take it out, but I gotta see. It still helps with the lockouts for, I guess, Phantom Knights and stuff like that, but I'd rather run Majesty's Fiend. It helps me a little more, plus I already have the field spell for the lockouts. I run the second Majesty's Fiend just in case I go up against Phantom Knights or, Burning Abyss. this just helps me out a lot. Their effects are basically impossible to activate, which is pretty decent. I run 2 Effect Veiler for the mirror match, and 2 Maxi in case I go up against anything other than Monarchs. Against Mermail, it's good. Against Cosmo, it's good. Pretty decent against Phantom Knights, though they can, I guess, just not do anything. Cosmo, though, if they, I guess, are summoning a Farm Girl and attacking, drop Maxi, you know what's going to happen. So yeah, 2 of those, and 2 of those. I also side deck 2 Royal Decree, 2 Quaking Mirror Force. This is basically what I put into my side deck after taking out the Twin Twisters. I really like Quaking Mirror Force just because it also flips a ton of cards face down. It's a side in against the mirror match if in case they bring out Fog King. It's a side against pretty much a ton of cards, so it's not too shabby. Also, you know, Phantom Knight Breaking Sword can't activate its effect if it's face down. I side 2 Fog Kings also for the mirror match, and then the Dark Hole to go with the Raigeki, and the 3rd Twin Twister. That's it for this video, guys. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, you can follow me on Twitter @Schwabs or like my Facebook page. The links to both of those are in the description below. If you really liked it, you can click subscribe because it's free, it's fun, and I'll see you guys in the next one.